Sixers fans, we did it. We did it. I mean, the horrible season that we just lived through. The season that was supposed to take us finally over the top. And by over the top, I mean getting out of the second round. Getting Paul George, teaming him up with Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. Getting some of the key guys back, like Kelly Oubre, signing back Andre Drummond. All of that did not work out. That was an unmitigated disaster. It's all worth it now. Because not only did the Sixers keep their first round pick, they moved up in the draft to number 3. I'll be honest with you. I went to a movie tonight. I had a movie screening tonight for Mission Impossible, and the movie screening was at 7 o'clock. And I am sitting in the theater watching the draft lottery under my hoodie, like this, watching those ping pong balls. I mean, I wasn't watching ping pong balls. I was just watching the dude just do the envelopes. And I'm trying very hard to pay attention to what's on the screen, the plot points and whatnot. But I can't focus because all I can think of is it needs to be top 6 protected. And once they flipped over the card and those first, 8 teams, 8 or 9 teams, whatever it is, were named and the Sixers weren't one of them, it was like, all right, thank God, yes. But then the 6th card came in, and that wasn't Philly. And then the 5th card, and then the 4th. And then the 3rd, it ends up being, but at that point, you're just like, you're pumped. You're getting a top 3 pick. And I don't really know exactly, I mean, obviously, like everybody else, I don't know who they're going to take. They might take one of the Rutgers kids, they might take a Euro, they might take some other kid. I don't know. I'm not going to act like I was glued into college basketball. I'm not going to act like some NBA draft expert. But this is a big, big success for Sixers fans tonight. That you not only kept your pick, you moved up in the draft. Now the work begins. Because the last time the Sixers selected at number 3 overall ended up working out pretty well. I think it was some Embiid guy. Was it Embiid, though? Or was it Okafor? Okay, well, that brings me and segues to my other point. Whether it worked out or not, whether it was Embiid or Okafor, and I'm getting them confused, the Sixers need to hit on this. And I know that sounds like a no-shit Sherlock moment, and it's not like the Sixers haven't had success in the draft, but they have not had success in the lottery. They have not had success when they are taking a top 5 pick, when they are taking a top 3 pick. And I know that you can point to the Cameroonian king, Joel Embiid, as a big success. Yeah, okay, he fell to them at 3. And we all know why. He had the foot surgery. He was going to be number 1 overall by the Cavs. He had the foot injury. He ended up dropping number 3 because Jabari Parker was already slated to go to Milwaukee at that point. The Cavs pivoted. They went with Andrew Wiggins. The guy who was going to be out for a year goes to Philadelphia number 3. But even him, do I call him a success? Well, on the court, yes, he's, I think the most talented basketball player the Sixers have ever had. He's a success. When I look at, though, you need to hit, I'm talking the player development needs to hit because the Sixers have failed mightily at player development when it comes to lottery picks and top 3 picks in the draft every single time they seemingly have one. Whether it be Joel Embiid, right? I mean, you draft him and you know he's going to be out for a full year, but what happens? You allow him to end up, I don't know if you can hear my dog in the background, hydrating up. J-Roll, you good, bud? I should stop this video, but I'm not going to. Yeah, he's fine. J-Roll's gotcha day, by the way. No one knows what a gotcha day is. I've learned that today. Everyone's like, what? His what? I was like, it's gotcha day. Like, we got him. We picked him up, like, I don't know, 9 years ago. Anyway, when you look at the Philadelphia 76ers, they know he's going to be out for a year. And what do they allow him to do? They allow him to do pointless, meaningless windmill dunks with no shoes on, which re-breaks his foot, and he's out for 2 years. And then they bring him back on a minutes restriction that made little to no sense. So then they end up getting Ben Simmons. And we all know the problems with Ben Simmons. It's not that he wasn't a good player. It's not that he isn't a good player. I think there is still a good player in Ben Simmons. And for a while, that looked like a massive hit. You looked like you had 2 generational talents, 1A, 1B, in Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. It was the progression of Ben Simmons that we never saw. The development of Ben Simmons. Because this organization allowed these guys to act like clowns. To act like children. Oh, Ben, you don't have to work on a jump shot. Don't worry about it, dude. Ben, you don't have a good jump shot. Don't worry about working on a jump. You don't have a good jump shot. Joel, your diet? Eat what you want, dude. You're so talented. Just eat what... Because in today's day and age, I think, especially when it comes to the NBA, teams are so keen to just keep their uber talented players happy because what they don't want to have happen is what's happening in Milwaukee right now, where Giannis is sitting there already having won MVP awards and a championship and going, yeah, maybe I want to go. You know, maybe I don't want to be in Milwaukee my entire career. Maybe I want to leave. So what do? They coddle and they cater to whatever these guys want. So if Ben Simmons doesn't want to shoot jumpers, I'm not going to make him shoot jumpers. Don't shoot jumpers. But then when you actually need him to shoot jumpers, he doesn't do it because he's mentally just not there. Because you've been telling this guy for a year that his jumper is broken and don't worry about it because of your analytics system. But then it's, oh my God, like we probably should have focused on helping this dude get better. And they never did. Ben Simmons was arguably a worse player with the Sixers than when he came into the NBA. And I implore anybody to go out there to go watch Ben Simmons highlights from Summer League, his first year with the team, where he was hitting jumpers. And then, you know, he had that foot injury that was only supposed to be out for half the season. And what happened? The Sixers allowed him to miss the entire season, which never happens with that injury. But Ben Simmons wanted to win Rookie of the Year. We'll cater to him. Markelle Fultz. Markelle, if you want to go train with like some rando who thinks your shot is broken, if you want to go train, go ahead. Train with him. Markelle Fultz was never the same. They don't do well when it comes to drafting and developing. Like, they'll draft a Jahlil Okafor and they'll miss on him. And that's fine. That's going to happen. I mean, you could name a bust for every single NBA team when it comes to, like, top 3 picks. But to hit on the right guy, to identify the right guy, and then not to see progression because you're busy doing God knows what with your organization, that is a dysfunctional organization. That's what I can't see happen with the Sixers with this pick. Because I think they have a chance. Like, I really do. I think this could be similar to like when Peyton Manning was out with the Colts that one year and they ended up like kind of lucking into Andrew Luck. I think it could be like that. Like, this team is really talented still. And I know this is like, I sound like Charlie Brown with the football. Like, if Joel Embiid comes back healthy, because clearly he wasn't all season last year, he's the best player in the league. He's the best player, two-way player in the league, Joel Embiid. If he comes back healthy, he's still a problem. Take away Paul George. Like, ignore him, okay? Act like Paul George doesn't exist for a second. Joel Embiid, a better Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain coming back, and then you add in whoever they're taking at number 3. Okay, so now you add in Paul George. Like, if Paul George can figure out how to regain his form, then you've got a really good team. But what I need to see is draft and develop and hit on these guys. Because while I'm pumped as a Sixers fan that they keep their pick and they moved up and they're drafting 3rd overall, the reality is this organization hasn't hit and hasn't developed that pick in a very, very long time. And now's the part of the video where I'll ask you to like and subscribe. Honestly, though, I just need you to subscribe. That's it. I need to get to 1,000, then I'll stop asking people. But yeah, if you could subscribe. Who would you take with the number 3 overall pick? We're going to assume that Cooper Flag is gone to the Mavs at number 1. Who is your ideal pick at number 3? Let me know in the comments section. Go Sixers.